Så du min, og jeg vild med dig. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste morgen, der går jeg i skoven. Jeg tager min gummier på, giver hunden snor og synger ta-la-la-la-la-la. Om det regner og sner, eller der sol for øjen, yeah, yeah. Så bider jeg stille bånd for dig og ønsker dig lykke på vejen. Så nemlig for du vil følges med mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din vej. Put den ind, put den ind, put den ind. Sommertime. Så du min, og jeg vild med dig. Sommertime. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste aften til kaffe.
Hi there, Sagittarius. This is your modern shaman, Maria in RainbowLand here with the weekly forecast. It starts at the 24th of July and ends at the 31st of July 2018. This is a blood moon, full moon lunar eclipse. It's because it's within a degree of it's within a norm of 1 degree, and this makes it a very intense one. And also it is the longest of the century. It lasts for 1 hour and 23 minutes. That's a wild one. So it's not just that this week, it's also Mercury moon retrograde in your 9th house. It's also Jupiter in your 12th, sextile to Venus down there in your 10th house. And it is a square between the Sun and the Moon and Mars with Uranus in the 6th house. So what is most important, let's start with that, is the lunar eclipse. Because this will have repercussions for a long time. It will be something that will force you to look upon your health maybe in a little bit abrupt ways, because it's happening between your 3rd and your 9th house, which is nothing to do with your health. But it's about communication, higher communication, normal day-to-day thinking. It's about your health because it's in a square to Uranus. So maybe there's something that you need to rethink, and you have to reconsider another way of thinking about your day-to-day life, your health routines. There's something that you still haven't quite pinpointed totally yet, something that you still have to receive some intuition about, or receive some message about from some kind of a not necessarily a guru, but some kind of a teacher that comes in. Maybe some kind of a new teacher comes into your life to teach you about something that needs a revolution within your day-to-day life. There's something not working, and your day-to-day life needs to work. Because then otherwise you cannot manifest the ideas you have, all the brilliant things that are going on. And you're still releasing things as you have Jupiter in your 12th house, but in a nice way this week, because we are having Venus down there in your 10th house. So in your career, your work life, you're facing the world, public world, you're shining, you are showing off, and just in the beginning of the week, and this helps you release something that you have had a hard time doing so with, and it helps you see something that you needed to see and understand. Maybe you already did so, or see glimpses of it before, but now you seem to understand it even better. There's also King Kongs between Saturn in your 2nd house and the Sun, the Sun in Aquarius in the 3rd house of communication. And so I wouldn't just, with the Sun, of course, not in your 3rd house. What am I talking about? The Sun is in Leo. So this means, of course, that is between your 9th house and your 2nd house. So this means I wouldn't just get a brilliant idea about how to expand everything financially now and then just throw money into something. Hold your horses a little bit money-wise. Don't invest in something just like abruptly like that. But remember that communication-wise, with Mars there, Mars is irritable at the time. It wants to move forward, but it's moving backwards. So try not to snap at other people. Try not to, try instead to, if you feel irritated, then try to ask yourself, why am I irritated? Why am I reacting? Because when we react to something going on in other people, it's often because we have something inside of ourselves that is out of balance, out of tune. And if you get things into balance that are out of it, you'll find it more easy, of course, to manifest the dreams that you have and the things that you want in your life. But all the things going on, we also have Mercury moving retrograde in your 9th house. So at the same time as the sun is moving in there, there's so much going on in your natural house. That means that, of course, this is very nice for you because it's forming a trine to your sun. It's a sister sign of Leo, to your birth sun, of course, natal sun. And therefore, maybe you're considering some kind of travel or, as I said, some kind of new teacher. Maybe there is some sudden travel going on that related to your health, or maybe related to something concerning a sibling or something like that. Maybe something to do with your vehicles, because it's the third house also. There can be a car breaking down, or God forbid, you know. So drive carefully. With Mars, there's accident-prone times. So try to drive carefully, and please watch the collective report this week, because these are the actual essentials of this week that I really want to underline with a fat marker. Please watch the collective if you really want to get something good out of this. Of course, there's also this fact that when you want to travel and you want to go see the world and you want to expand your mind, as Sagittarius do, you need to to ask yourself this question in your life, depending on how old you are. Of course, if you are an older person, maybe you already did, but it's never a bad thing to do it several times. Ask yourself, what are my beliefs? Are they something that I actually decided from within the highest potential of myself, the highest version of myself, that was right for me? Or was it my parents that dictated it? Was it my friends? Was it my environment in general that just told me that this is you, this is who you are? Or are there some things that actually no longer serve you, that you really need to just dump and let go of, and let go into the throw into the garbage? Because sometimes, you know, we say that we want things also. We say that this is what I want with my life, because we're programmed to say that, but when it comes down to it, maybe it's something else that you want, you know. So whatever sign is coming for you right now, it's your higher self speaking about to you about that plan that you made when you came down here. And remember that we all hold all answers. So if you're in doubt, which you aren't that often, because you are the, or maybe you don't think you are, then remember that you made the plan, you made the soul contract, you made the schedule, the astrological plan, which is like the schedule, and as you enter each classroom of life. So if life wants you to enter a new classroom, you made that plan. So why work against what we planned ourselves? Don't follow trends, follow your heart. This is from the harbor of Esbjerg, Kodiak, tall ship race, big boats from all over the world. School ships with young people, and not only young people, and this is a French boat, and they've been so kind to me. They gave me water. De Galant, it's called. And there are other sections of this harbor with even bigger boats, and they're so beautiful. I'll show you a few more pictures after this report. Thanks a lot for watching. Your mother, Shaman, Maria, and RainbowLand checking out. So, welcome to another week with your modern Shaman, Maria, and RainbowLand. This time we're in Esbjerg, Denmark, at the tall ship race, which has been here a few times. So it's not the first time that you will see all these ships. If you stay tuned on the channel, you will see some coverage that I do where you can see the different beautiful old ships, you know, with the flags from which countries they come. They're school ships, so they have a lot of young people with them from all over the world coming here to this harbor, staying here for 3 days. But enough about that. If you continue after the program, you will see them. But this is an exciting week, to say the least. This is maybe one of the wildest weeks of the year of this year because we have a full moon, but it's not just an ordinary full moon because it's a full lunar eclipse. This one lasts for 1 hour and 23 minutes. That is a lot. It's within 1 degree orb, so it's quite extreme, and this may be the most shifting times that we will feel this year. And it's not like it's in this particular point, and if you've been following the channel, you know that there's been so many changes altogether. We had a partial lunar solar eclipse 2 weeks ago, and we've had so many things going on. So as I have been saying all summer, this is no vacation time because we are forced to change, definitely. And the interesting thing about this eclipse is that it's happening at 4.44 degrees of Aquarius. But I have promised for you guys, to you guys that aren't so familiar with astrology, that I really try to explain what it means when you don't know what the planets mean. Mars is the planet of action. It's our physical, you know, it's our wanting and desiring to do something. It's our self-esteem and, you know, assertive moving forward, getting things done, etc. But when it's moving backwards, it's not allowed to move forward. So this can cause irritability, you know, and attempts to, you know, suddenly rush out, etc. I've been talking about that for a while, but it will be intensified from now on until the 27th when it actually occurs. It's in a T-square with Uranus, so this can be sudden changes and sudden shifts because Uranus is sudden breakthroughs, it's sudden things happening. I hope the sound is okay. I chose to sit with my headphones, the best ones on, so that I am in control of that the sound doesn't suddenly fall out. The main thing is that this is the collective report. So here I will take the grand overview for all of us, but go into your personal sign and see where this affects you. And know that this is an overall thing. Because the changes that are happening in the sign of Aquarius, so it's important to find out what does the sign Aquarius mean to your sign. Because this is not like, okay, it's only affecting the Aquarius. It's affecting all of us, but in different areas of our lives. That's why I encourage you to go in and see your personal sun sign afterwards. But this report is important as well. Why is it so important? Well, it's important because if we want to manifest things in our life, we manifest through who we are, through the energy that we are. And you can only manifest through the lowest vibration of whatever you send out from your system. So what do I mean by that? By the way, this is a RainbowLand collection thing again. The orange. Well, couldn't help but say it. I hope I'm decent. I'm actually wearing shorts, so even though I look undecent, that's it. Okay, so imagine this. You can only manifest what you, first of all, of course, really want at a deep core level. But if you have anything blocking this want, something like, let's say that you want to find true love, but you have a coding inside of you saying, I don't deserve true love because your mom or dad or someone at school bullied you and said, well, you're too stupid for anyone to love you when you were 10 years old. And it's stuck, but you repressed it because it was too hard for you to feel the feelings around it. Then every time you try to manifest this in your life, that it will come back to you, that thing that is programming you, and block it, because that has a lower vibration, it has a lower energy. Because of course, what we manifest is the highest vibration of joy. You know, if you have anything saying in your system or in your coding, in your whole auric field and your whole system, that says, stop anything that has to do with this because I don't deserve this, then that's why that every time you try to build something in regards to this, it will shut down again, because you have this blocking. So why is it so good when we have the lunar eclipse or the solar eclipses or the big shifts happening in astrology? It's chances for us in our schedule to get into contact with these things and remove them. And so sometimes we need to be pressured out until such an extent that we just finally release and surrender and say, F it, I let go of it now, it doesn't matter. And then your ego, which is actually probably based upon fear, trying to protect you in some way, which is a malfunction, it's not supposed to be there anymore. But the minute you are surrendering to life itself and stop fighting or resisting this change and just say, F it, now everything is so shit, bleep, that you might as well just throw it out. That's the minute that the universe can work upon you and let it go. So try to find stability within. You know, if you're searching for stability on the outside, you have to know that you can only manifest on the outside what you have on the inside. So you have to look inwardly, even though our patriarchal society has taught us that everything that can be proven on the outside, that if anyone else can see, is the only really existing thing. For some people it's hard to know, yeah, well, what does she mean by look within? Well, find quiet time, find stillness, find a way to stay in the moment without letting your thoughts take over. The mind is a tool, it's not you. So that's why I'm always opting for meditation or something that can keep you still. It doesn't have to be meditation. I'm always encouraging people to heartfulness because it's for free and there are free volunteers helping you. And that was the best thing for me, but for you it can be something else. But you have to learn to look within if you feel the chaos is too strong, if you feel the abrupt changes are too wild, because Uranus is involved. And you get irritable, but try not to react and try not to lash out too much this week. It's on the 27th, but it's been building since the last eclipse. You will definitely have felt the irritability around you, within you, and try not to take it too personal, because life is mirroring a lot to everyone. So you're probably mirroring something to someone else and they're mirroring something to you. So if they lash out and suddenly, you know, say a lot of things to you, oh, you shouldn't do that, and you feel like, well, this has nothing to do with me, then you're absolutely right. So in that moment, don't go into the fight, because that's what Mars wants. It wants to fight, it wants to be, you know, get its anger out, etc. But try to keep it calm, keep it cool, and not react. Meditate, breathe, take it easy. And if you're afraid because you're like, well, I don't have a plan, I don't know what to do with my life. She's talking about manifesting things that we want, but I don't know what I want, etc. Then don't worry so much about what the plan is. Instead, know that you are the plan. I said that many times before, I know, but I always describe the horoscope as a schedule, as a plan. So there's no need to worry that the plan is not going as it's supposed to. I mean, don't you think that the stars are still having their orbits, cycles as they always did? Nothing has changed since you jumped into your schedule and started this life. It's all good. You have to learn to trust. You know, we've all been programmed to, you can't trust people, oh, you have to be careful, and oh, but that shuts out our hearts. So we need to try to open our hearts and trust this process, trust the process. That's what I would like to say. We wrote the song in 2000. It's a long time ago. Was it 5? I don't remember. It's called Ugly Duckling. You know, we have H.C. Andersen in Denmark, the famous fairy tale writer. He's very good. He wrote Ugly Duckling. And if you didn't read it, do it or read it out loud to your children. It's about a duck, swan, what do you call a swan kid? A baby swan, growing up in a duckling's family, so being different from everyone else, and therefore feeling outside, and finally, I won't tell the rest of the story if you don't already know it, most people do, but so we made this song. It's very appropriate for this eclipse. It was written through very hard times, and it goes like this. There is this angel saying, I'm gonna find my way back home. The secret is love, he said. You've got to lift yourself up. Try again, one day you will break through. What you long for will find you. Through all the hard times. I'm a little afraid to sing out loud because there's so many people here. And I always seem to find a light in your eyes. We fought through sometimes. If it wasn't for the dying glows, we wouldn't feel the fire. When it's really burning, all ugly ducklings turn white. So if you listen to the text, the point is that even through the hard times, there's always a light to find. We choose the glasses that we wear actually in the suitcase over there that you cannot see. I have a pair of pink glasses, heart-shaped for my partner, because we are both Pisces, Mercury. So we always like, oh, seeing this purple, you know, this pink world. And people ask me, how can you be so happy all the time? Well, because I chose that my world has a bright perspective, has a bright light. And it is a matter of perspective and choice. So if you are deep within a hole, try to release whatever's keeping you in the hole. Is it your parents that told you that you can only do this or only do that, and that's why you're in the hole? Or why are you in that hole? Ask that question first, and then trust that the answer will come. Trust is the answer here also a lot. Also, like me, you can see I got fear here, because when I sing that part that says through, I actually have to sing really loud, because but I started to do it, but then the fear in me just came in and held back, so I came with an, you know, like through, and then, you know, my voice. So I'm also still, you know, getting shy. I have a lot of Virgo and Pisces, even though I'm an Aries a lot, and Libra. So I know that we are complex beings that has to overcome things, but sometimes it's also just about doing it. I mean, and also the thing about thinking about what other people think. So it's holding you back. That was also what held me back. It was a good example of that, because what does it matter what they think? I mean, if I had just stared, it would have sounded beautifully, and they would probably have thought that, oh, it sounds beautiful. Instead, they heard me like trying and then getting shy. Well, that's also okay anyways. But just again, remember that, find out if what you walk around saying that you want, that's also the thing this eclipse could also reveal to you, you know, uncover, you know, the highest expression of you. So what is your path? Is it really what you always walk around saying that it is? You know, if you walk around saying that, I'm a professor, and what I want is that everything is in control, and you have to be able to prove everything in this life. Okay, this was an extreme example, but really deep down inside, you know that was just because your father dominated you or your mother dominated you. I'm getting a lot of father thing this time. We also have the sun moving into Leo, the sun being the masculine energy, by the way. And then, but really deep down inside, you're like, well, this professor thing is actually not really me. Well, I love this thing that I'm studying, but I don't feel like everything has to be in control, because I feel like it's blocking me. Then be true to that, you know. Or if it's like, oh, I should have a big family with 5 kids at least because you were, and I should be a family mom, but really you're more the independent type that doesn't want that, then, you know, it's also a time where we can break free of such things. These are extreme examples, but it can also be smaller things that you need to look upon. But first, you have to know that every time you feel fear, that's what I did before when I was singing, don't look for comfort or stability or peace on the outside. Look within and find the peace within. Because it's there and you're like, no, I can't find it, I feel panic, okay. So sit with the panic, accept the panic, and then just overcome it. Then go through it and just know, remember my words, that I know the peace is in there. I know the stability is in there. It's just a matter of you. If you, let's say it's in a big room, and in the back of the room we have the peace, but there's some garbage on the way that you need to let go of, then remember that every time you meet the garbage, maybe fear comes up. Oh, but there's no peace. But then it's just like you moving further and further towards your higher self, your higher purpose, the highest expression of you, removing the garbage. So try to trust and don't panic when things are changing now, because a lot of things probably are. So the sun is moving into Leo as well. So this is a joyful thing, right? On the 23rd, and we still have the opposition between Venus and Neptune. But I will talk more about these things in the personal sun signs. I won't say all of it here, because then you won't go into the personal sun signs. And you just go into the channel, you can find it there. I could also just leave a link actually to all the personal sun signs in this report, then you can just go down and click into it. I probably forgot something, but I like to, what I've thought about saying, but I like to just trust the process, because that's the whole point of that. I'm actually saying what I was meant to say in this report, because I just stay in the flow. That's where most things are revealed to us, because we are not in control and we are open in another way. Easy for someone with Venus and Mercury in Pisces to say. But not always easy to have Mercury in Pisces, though, must say. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to go into the personal sun signs, and first and foremost, as I always say, don't follow trends, follow your heart. The air here is so amazing. Next week I'll be at another place in Denmark, a very beautiful place. See you then. Your modern shaman Maria and RainbowLand checking out.
Sommer, du min, og jeg vild med dig. Summertime. Honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste morgen, der går jeg i skoven. Jeg tager min gummier på, giver hunden snor og synger tra-la-la-la-la-la. Om det regner og sner, eller der sol for øjen, yeah. Så bider jeg stille bånd for dig, og ønsker dig lykke på vejen. Sådan nemlig for du vil følges med mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, har solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind. Sommer, du min, og jeg vild med dig. Summertime. Honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste aften til kaffe, der bæller te og kobler hjernen fra til sød musik, der siger da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Om tiden er træ, eller jeg er på farten, oh yeah. Så sender jeg dig tusindvis af kram og tænker på alle de gange vi var på trang, men vi to fik det væk til en sang. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, har solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind. Summertime. Sommer, du min, og jeg vild for givet. Fik det vi troede på, nu er det kommet. Vi skulle samme vej, og jeg kan slet ikke forstå, at du er her hos mig. Nej. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommertime. Sommertime, sommer, sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Sommer, sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Sommer, du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Sommer, sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste morgen, der går jeg i skoven. Jeg tager min gummier på, giver hunden snor og synger tra-la-la-la-la-la. Om det regner og sner, eller der er sol for oven, yeah, yeah. Så bider jeg en stille vand for dig og ønsker dig lykke på vejen. Så nemlig for du vil følges med mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Sommer, du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Sommer, sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste aften til kaffe, der bæller te og kobler hjernen fra til sød musik, der siger da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Om tiden er 3, eller jeg er på farten, oh yeah. Så sender jeg dig tusindvis af kram og tænker på alle de gange vi var på trangen. Vi to fik det væk til en sang. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Sommer, du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Sommer, sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Sagde jeg til livet, gav slip på tanken, tog ej for givet. Fik det vi troede på, nu er det kommet. Vi skulle samme vej, og jeg kan slet ikke forstå, at du er her hos mig. Nej. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Sommer, sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Sommer, sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Sommer, du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Sommer, sommer, sommertime. Sommertime. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste morgen, der går jeg i skoven. Jeg tager min gummier på, giver hunden snor og synger tra-la-la-la-la-la. Om det regner og sner, eller der er sol for Hver evig eneste aften til kaffe. Der bæller te og kobler hjernen fra til sød musik, der siger da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Om tiden er træ, eller jeg er på farten, så sætter jeg dig tusindvis af kram og tænker på alle de gange vi var på trangen. Vi to fik det væk til en sang. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Og solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Sommer, du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Sommer, sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Sagde jeg til livet, gav slip på tanken, tog ej for givet. Fik det vi troede på, nu er det kommet. Vi skulle samme vej, og jeg kan slet ikke forstå, at du er her hos mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Og solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Sommer, du er min, og jeg er vild med dig.